Today I'm going to be doing a quick walkthrough of how I created my freshman year schedule at UC Berkeley as an eecs major, which is electrical engineering and computer science. So let's go ahead and get on to the video. It's going to be using Notion, Berkeley's academics website, and their schedule planner and enrollment centers. So hopefully this helps, even though it's super close to registration, but y'all got this. I spent so long doing variations of schedules because I like to do 4-year plans because I like to look into the future a lot. I'm a big planner. So this is my Notion that we're looking at. So I went ahead and made a board view. And so it says what classes I would like to take each year. This is definitely not set in stone at all. It definitely might change as my interests change, thus like upper div classes changing. But I really was trying to plan out my lower divs, especially for electrical engineering and computer science. As you can see in the title, I want to double major with data science and minor in bioengineering. I know that's a lot, but I am coming into Berkeley with a lot of credits. So just looking at what I have right now, I have CS61A, which is recommended, eecs 16A, or like eecs 16A, I don't know why I said it like that, which is also recommended, and then I'm taking Math 53, and then an International Studies class. So where did I come up with this from, and how could you kind of look at their resources to come up with a schedule for yourself? So I went ahead and looked at their academic guide and looked at their major requirements. So looking at these, it goes with an overview, but then looking at the lower div requirements, looking at the natural sciences, I've actually taken AP Bio and AP Chem and AP Physics C Mechanics. So I'm going to use my bio credit to get out of my bio here, and then I can get out of Physics 7A with my AP Physics C Mechanics score. So all I have left in this category is the Physics 7B, but I actually don't plan on taking that first semester, but that's just something to note down. And I started keeping track of this in a spreadsheet. So I just made 2 categories, and then so the 7A, I say what I fulfill that with, and then I still need to take Physics 7B. Now, if we go back to this page, we scroll down to the math requirements. So there are the 2 calc classes, and then multivariable calc, and then comp sci 70. I've actually taken multi at my high school, and I could substitute it for an upper div, but it was a couple years ago, so I do want to refresh on that. So what I went ahead and did is I marked how I was fulfilling my calc credits, and then that I wanted to take Math 53 again, and I'll definitely take CS 70 in the future, just not first semester. And then here are the lower division requirements that are a lot more major specific. So you see the eecs courses, the CS courses, and as I said, I want to take this one and this one. And then the upper divs are more so for considering in the future. I like to look through them just to see what I'm interested in, and you can see more courses that are related to the major up here. And I feel like that's a great resource just to see like what's in your future and kind of figure out what you might want to take. So as you can see, I kind of looked at those, made a list of the ones I could possibly want to take, and then I went ahead and made cards for them. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, we can just ignore these years here. That was me playing around with other variations of the schedule, but the time is the one that I think I'm going to follow most closely. And then I went ahead and made options. This is a single select. So when you tap here in Notion, I made it a select and not a multi-select. And I just say what semester I plan on taking it, what major requirements it's working to. This is a multi-select. So if it was also working towards data science, or if it's working towards anything else, I could select that there. Actually, I think this is working toward data science too. So just pretend I labeled that properly. Then I say the hours and like the classes per week. So the hours is not like how many hours per week, but rather how long the class hours are. So the lectures are 1 hour for this class, and then it's 3 times a week. And then I also have the units up here, but just any important information. And then I have the total of the units up here, just so I can see how much workload I'll have. And I'm definitely starting with heavier than they recommend, but a quite normal workload for a freshman in the College of Engineering, I think. So once I figured out that I wanted to take CS61A, eecs 16A, I was like, okay, what other courses do I want to take? So you can look at their plans of study here if you're really unsure and if you're not really coming in with any credits for calc. Like, they have a really great guide of what you can do. But since I am hopefully going to be getting out of the reading and comp A requirement, I was originally planning on taking the reading and composition B requirement, but unfortunately, since the College Board has delayed their score reporting till the 21st, which is after registration in classes, I am not going to take a risk of not getting into one of those classes. So I've decided I want to put in an international studies class. So I'm going to take you through the process of finding a class for that requirement. So first, let me show you where that requirement actually is. So for the University of California, you have all these requirements. For the Berkeley campus, you have the American Cultures requirement. But then for humanities and social sciences, you want to fulfill these requirements. So if we go ahead and open that up, I've decided that I'm going to do the international studies from the LNS Breathless, and I want to do an upper div course because 2 of them have to be upper division. So we can head over to the course catalog and type in international studies right there. And then we also want this to be in the fall. And then I'm going to put in some requirements because I already know, because I've been playing around with the schedule planner, where I want these classes to be. So I'm going to select upper division, and then I'm going to select Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I want a 4-unit class because I know what class I'm looking for. And then I want the class to be in this time slot. And so here is the class I was looking for. I've already searched for this before, clearly, but you can definitely go ahead and take a look throughout. And so some key things you want to pay attention to is how many open seats they have, and then like how much space they have on the wait list. As a freshman, I don't recommend enrolling in any classes where you're going to be stuck on the wait list. So why don't we go ahead and check these out. So this one has more open seats, but it looks like they're reserved for specific majors. So let's take a look. Okay, so 71 open seats, but they're all reserved for environmental and economic policy majors. So clearly, this is not the class for me because I'm not an environmental, economics, or policy major. And then if we open this one, which is the same course but under a different name, we'll go ahead and see that we have 4 open seats, but they're all reserved for economics majors. So definitely not courses that I'm going to be getting into as an eecs major. So that means I actually have to find a different course. So you can just continue through this process and look for courses. Why don't we look at this one? So we're looking at History 160, and you're going to want to read through the description, of course. Okay, so it relates a bit to economics, it relates to history, it's international studies, and you can always check down here, international studies right here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to look at the class code, which is here, but also the lecture. So History 160, Lecture 1. So in my schedule planner, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for the fall. I'm going to add a course. So this is History 160. We're going to add that course. And now we can go back to my schedule. So I already have my shopping cart right here, which is where I've added my comp sci class, my eecs class, and my math class. And so now I wanted to select this history class to see where it can fit into my possible schedules. Okay, it has one option. Let's see what it says. So if I want to take this class, I'm going to take it back to back with my math class, which actually doesn't sound that bad because I'll already be out. Might be a little bit of a rush if any of the lectures go over, but I would prefer to have my classes more so grouped together. So I can go ahead and also go up here and see the open seats again. So 114. So if we want to save this class, I can lock it in like so, and that makes it so I can't really change the schedule. Or if I do want to come back to it, let's say I register in that class, but now I'm trying to see, oh my gosh, what reading and comp classes can I get into because my scores have sent and there are still open seats. I can unselect it and select the reading and comp class I want and view different schedules without losing that class because it's now saved to my schedule planner as one of the classes that I've locked in. So as you can see, I'm trying to fill this early morning Monday, Wednesday, Friday time slot by fulfilling one of my HSS requirements. So since I like this course, what I can go ahead and do is select it like so, and then generate the schedule again and view that schedule. And then since I like this, I can go ahead and press send to shopping cart. Standard grading basis. I don't want to be on the wait list for this. If it's not registering me, I want to find a different one. So I gotta keep track of that in the morning because I do have an afternoon registration time. And then press finish. Okay, so now it tells me everything that I have in my shopping cart. So this includes both the lectures and discussion sections. So now it's telling us we can check this out in our enrollment center. So go ahead and move over here. And as you can see, I have all the information for the classes that I'm interested in taking. And you want to look at these open seats. Because I am an eecs major, I do have priority, I believe, in CS and eecs courses. And then you also want to keep a big eye on these discussion sections, because at least with these CS courses, they're going to be creating discussion sections during like the first couple weeks of class, versus for this multi-discussion section, you're registering for it when you register for the class, and a lot of classes you're not going to be able to register for it if you don't get into a discussion section. So just something to keep in mind. So now I have everything in my shopping cart, so when enrollment rolls around, I'll be able to just check out, hopefully, and it'll be smooth sailing versus trying to add them all to my cart on that day. So I can go ahead and go over here. Well, I want to actually copy the name of the course I found. So International Economy of the 20th Century. So I can paste that here. And this is also towards my eecs major because it fulfills that breadth requirement. And if we look at the schedule planner, I can go ahead and fill in the information properly. I believe it's 1 hour on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So yeah, go ahead and do 1 hour 3 times a week, and ta-da. Now I have it updated here, and I can also fill it in here. So that's just kind of what I went through to figure out what I wanted to take. I definitely recommend trying to fulfill as many of your lower div requirements for your major without overloading yourself. I'm taking 3 technical courses, although a lot of people advise you take 2, but since I've taken multi in the past, I feel a lot more comfortable taking that during my first semester and having those 3 technical courses. But also remember, it is your fall semester of your freshman year. You want to have time to be going to clubs, meeting new people, and just enjoying the freshman year experience. So don't overload yourself. But anyway, that was my strategy of creating my schedule. I'm not totally sure if this is the final class I'm going to be taking for my international studies, because I still want to look through a few more, but that is the strategy I will be using. And let me know if you have any questions below. I know, at least for me, my advisor, or the engineering advising services, is holding office hours or like drop-in sessions during the advising day in case you have any issues. So make sure you know what your advisor is holding when you are registering in case anything does go wrong. That way you have someone you can go to. Additionally, if I do decide to switch out of this international studies course to try and get into my reading and composition B course, I will let you know, because then I get to go through the process of switching and dropping classes, so that will definitely be super fun. Anyway, this was my strategy, and now I'm rambling, but thank you for watching. I know this is a lot less engaging, I guess, than my other videos, because I'm not moving around in it and like engaging you. So hopefully you enjoyed watching my computer screen, and drop any questions you have below, either about like Notion, Sheets, creating your schedule. I'm totally open to answering any of those and helping you decide what to do. Even though I'm not your advisor, reach out to your advisor if you have questions, please. They're super helpful and can help guide you because they worked with past students. Anyway, subscribe, like, comment, engage. Okay, bye y'all.